What's up, everybody? It's your host, Jaden for Illini Daily, and today's formula is pretty simple, man. The Fighting Illini beat the Indiana Hoosiers, which is a great feeling to have because we were just on these two crazy game losing streaks in overtime, and we finally got our offensive capability back, our rebounding, and our hustle. I feel like thanks to our boy Kalen Boswell finally coming back, making that difference on defense, has put a giant staple into the Fighting Illini in such a great way. And we will be talking about him today. We're also going to be talking about the overall win. We're also going to be talking about some key players that definitely performed super well today. Tomislav, he was being a second half juggernaut. I am going to be updating you guys about Stavakovic and his ankle injury, and I will be talking about the obvious dynamic duo that Illini has been brewing and creating with David Mirkovic and his breakout career high today of 25 points. And I will be talking about, obviously our best player, Keaton Wagler, as per usual. So let's get into it today, man. I'm very happy and very excited because, man, that those 2 game losing streaks, especially in the way that they were, with being in overtime, has put a pretty much a giant weight on everybody's backs in the Fighting Illini because I feel like we should have won those 2 games, especially that we were ranked the number one offense and our capabilities of having that big win streak of 12 games has come a long way, especially with beating a lot of high ranked teams that now have moved around in the top 25 this year with Nebraska and Purdue, with those being in our win streaks, and the fact that we lost that during the Michigan State and Wisconsin run has has made everybody dwell and question our capabilities, even ourselves. But this win truly proved how offensive capable that we are, and I think we got our defensive fight back with Boswell being back. Dude, Boswell's veteran presence, you could just feel it within the atmosphere of the game. Every time Indiana scored, they looked like they weren't getting any easy buckets, and they looked flustered. And I felt like the only one on their team, obviously their best player, Lamar Wilkerson, he was the only one who was truly making me nervous due to his scoring capabilities. But having Boswell out there, man, he looked uncomfortable too. Yeah, he dropped 21 points, and I've said it in the past video that really good guards have frustrated us, especially playing against them and defensive wise. But it didn't matter because we stopped them from shooting well in general. They all only shot 41% from the field and 25%. And we're back to our roots, man, by out rebounding everybody. We out rebound them 38-25, which is, it's great basketball. And you could see everybody was hustling on the floor. There's a lot of plays with Keaton Wagler trying to dive out, trying to save, you know, balls from getting out of bounds. Every time Boswell, he was trying to fluster the defense. He caused a lot of turnovers, even though it's not going to show on the stat sheet. He did have a really, really good on-the-ball steal, which showed what Boswell's capability is. And it was fun to watch, man. I miss him playing dynamic defense and just giving people a hard time and being a pest in the defensive floor. It was just great to see. And he had 7 big rebounds, which is really good because he is one of the smallest players on our team, and the fact that he could get 7 rebounds and he was hustling out there is a fun thing to watch. Now, you can see that his hand is still giving him some problems when he's shooting. He's not shooting as much as he usually does. Now, he did shoot 10 shots, and 3 of them were threes, and he only made 1. His shot still looks pretty good, but you can tell that he's going to be driving a lot more due to the capability of his hands. Hopefully, due to the rest of the system, or rest of the season. My apologies. Rest of the season, his shot will slowly come back. But driving and dribbling wise and passing wise, he looked fine. He didn't look like there was any fatigue in that. There also, you could tell that he missed playing the game because he wanted to be part of every possession and try to get as much steals as he possibly could. And I feel like we missed that defensive presence, especially with how much of a pest he is defensively. You can see that with Indiana being with our full court press coming back. So I think Boswell did a great job. He had 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He was doing a great job. He was definitely missed, and I'm very glad he's back on our team and he's back in that rotation. But just to give you guys an update about Stavakovic, his ankle is still not 100%. You can see in the videos before the game and during the game, he's still being trained with the trainers. I think he'll be back soon. Coach Underwood said it's still week by week, but they're probably just sitting him out because they want that ankle to be 100% against tougher opponents, or more especially for the Big Ten tournament. So they're probably just going to sit him out for a little bit longer, see what his ankle feels like per week until he's ready to go. But he looks like he's moving better from the videos that I've saw. I looked into the Illini social media as well. It looks like he's really, really trying to get back as soon as possible. So knowing Stavakovic, he'd probably be soon come back sooner, better, and ready to go. So let's just keep the thoughts and prayers towards him and hope for a speedy recovery. So that's your guys' update for Stavakovic. There's not more that I know or more that I've heard, but that's the recent news that I got. But I do want to talk about, dude, Tomislav, bro. Ivasic. Man, bro. His second half today was pure dominance. He put us on a great run in the first 10 minutes of the second half. He scored 12 easy points, and he was doing everything, man. He shot a three to really start it up. He had two really hard shots in the paint, and then he had an and one moment. So he was doing a great job. Tomislav is always going to be a dominant in the paint. He does a great job working his post moves and doing good, really good ball fakes, pass fakes, and he gets easy shots, man. And my favorite thing about Tomislav, even though he's obviously a 7 foot guy, he's going to be dealing with a lot of players who aren't as tall as him, but have that physical capabilities to play center. He does a great job of being social or physically aware of that, of when he knows when is a mismatch on him. And I thought he did a great job with that, especially with all the players passing him the ball and getting him those opportunities of those mismatches. So I feel like the Illini did a great job giving him the presence of the ball, dealing with those really minor inconvenience for the other team. So I think we did a great job of doing that, especially scoring in the paint today because we were dominating in the paint. Even though we weren't shooting threes very well, he still had a really good three. And Tomislav just played great today, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because a great player needs to get a shout out. But these two guys need no introductions. They're basically Batman and Robin, where I would argue Batman and Batman or Batman and Superman for even better representation. Dude, we have arguably the best dynamic duo right now in Mirkovic and Wagler. These guys are the new dynamic duo, man. They were going back and forth, taking turns. Now Mirkovic just obviously he went off. He had a career high today in 25 points, and he's doing his rebounding thing that he always does. Has 7 rebounds and 3 assists with 0 turnovers. So he was doing a great job today. Presence being dominant. He took his one-on-ones very easily. Even when he was on 2-on-1s, he was still getting easy buckets inside the paint. And he was the only one consistent on three today, being 3 from 6 for the three-pointer. And he made all his free throws, and he was just a dominant force, man. His point forward actions of knowing what to do with the ball in his hands and not wasting any movements every time he gets the ball is a fun thing to watch, especially with how physically taller and bigger than he is. It's nice to see of how much skilled he is. And with the dynamic with Keaton Wagler being with him, it helps with that. Wagler is the speed, while Mirkovic is the strength. Wagler played really good today. He didn't shoot the three very well. He did have a really nice and one 3-pointer today, which was silky. You know, he's a great shooter. He's going to be shooting those every once in a while. But he knew his shot's been a little off recently from the past out of the 3 games. You can say, even though last game he shot very well, but the game before he didn't shoot really well. But he was doing well in the paint. He was trying to get easier buckets, not trying to force a lot of shots. Now there was 2 layups that he was kind of forced, but I understand why he did that. He was looking for the foul because the guys were just bumping him. And recently, you guys know, being Illini fans, that he's getting more fouled due to his presence of dominance of scoring. So there's going to be people trying to basically hurt him as he's trying to no easy buckets. So, but guys, this is something special with these two. They're trying to find ways to work with each other while also being dominant in their own right, and it's just a fun thing to watch. And the fact that we have it on our team this year is going to be really, really helpful in the upcoming games, especially with our next game being USC, who is another good team with guard play and part of the Big Ten Conference. You guys know that the Big Ten Conference this year is pretty good. So the fact that we're doing a dynamic with the two of our best freshmen is a really good thing to have. And I hope we keep continuing on this, back to our old ways of hustling, scoring easier, and having great ball movement and giving everybody else a chance to get buckets. And hopefully Stojakovic is back by USC, if not UCLA, and we can have that, other presence of a volume shooter. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. I feel like the Illini is slowly coming back now that we're dealing with all these injuries and not, having them be a problem anymore. So positivity, and let's just beat USC and not think about it. I hope you guys have a great day and had a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next time.